Broken references in Virtualenvs. I recently installed a bunch of .dot files on my Mac along with some other applications. I changed to iTerm instead of Terminal, and Sublime as my default text editor, but ever since, all my virtual environments have stopped working, although their folders inside .virtualenvs are still there and they give the following error whenever I try to run anything in them. I have removed all the files related to .dot files and have restored my .bash_profile to what it was before, but the problem persists. Is there any way to diagnose the problem or solve it in an easy way, e.g. not requiring to create all the virtualenvs all over again?
It appears the proper way to resolve this issue is to run after you have upgraded Python with homebrew. This should be a general procedure for any formula that installs something like Python, which has its own package management system. When you install brew install Python, you install Python and pip, and easy_install, and virtualenv, and so on. So, if those tools can be self-updated, it's best to try to do so before looking to homebrew as the source of problems.
This occurred when I updated to Mac OS X Mavericks from Snow Leopard. I had to reinstall brew beforehand too. Hopefully you ran the freeze command for your project with pip. To resolve, you have to update the paths that the virtual environment points to. Install a version of Python with brew. Brew install Python. Reinstalle virtualenv. Pip install upgrade virtualenv. Remove the old virtual environment. Virtualenv old_project. Create a new virtual environment. Virtualenv new_project. Work on new virtual environment. Work on new_project. Use pip to install the requirements for the new project. Pip install our requirements.txt. This should leave the project as it was before.
I found the solution to the problem here, so all credit goes to the author. The gist is that when you create a virtualenv, many symlinks are created to the homebrew installed Python. Here is one example. When you upgrade Python using homebrew, and then run brew cleanup, the symlinks in the virtualenv point to paths that no longer exist, because homebrew deleted them. The symlinks needs to point to the newly installed Python. The solution is to remove the symlinks in the virtualenv and then recreate them. It's probably best to check what links will be deleted first before deleting them. In my opinion, it's even better to only delete broken symlinks. You can do this using new find. You can install new find with homebrew if you don't already have it. Notice that by default, new programs installed with homebrew tend to be prefixed with the letter G. This is to avoid shadowing the find binary that ships with OS X.
After trying a few things, this worked for me. Go to your virtualenv directory, but don't run work on. Now delete these files. Then to rebuild your venv, run. You should now see a list of your installed packages again.
If you want to support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing.